The students have spoken. The system is broken. The students have spoken. The system is broken.
Today is March 1st.
Today is March 1st.
All over the world.
All over the world.
Students are doing direct action.
Students are doing direct action.
In solidarity.
In solidarity.
With students.
With students.
And other people in education.
And other people in education.
Those of us here in the D.C. area.
Those of us here in the D.C. area.
Know that we have a special responsibility.
Know that we have a special responsibility.
As being residents of the nation's capital.
As being residents of the nation's capital.
To speak out.
To speak out.
When we know that injustice is upon us.
When we know that injustice is upon us.
The educational system.
The educational system.
And the educational reform.
And the educational reform.
Process has become undemocratic.
Undemocratic.
And is controlled by.
And is controlled by.
Those least connected to the educational process.
Those least connected to the educational process.
I was always told that education would be the way out of poverty. I grew up on food stamps. I grew up humiliated by the sting of poverty, and I was always told that education would be my way out, my way into the middle class. My financial aid office did not differentiate between federal and private loans, and they steered me directly towards Sallie Mae with their posters of happy, smiling college students sponsored by Sallie Mae all over their walls of the office. But there's millions of Americans whose stories I've seen on OccupyStudentDebt.com who are still suffering. And you know what? The media keeps talking about, oh, well, this generation, they don't want to move out of their parents' homes. They don't want real jobs because they've watched too many Seth Rogen movies. Bullshit. Our American dream has been deferred. If you default on a student loan, you'll never be able to buy a home, rent an apartment, or even get a job with 60% of employers that check credit. And Sallie Mae has rigged the system to profit from defaults. With the lack of bankruptcy protection, if you default, they will get that money no matter what. It's time for us to fight back and restore these consumer protections.
The outside influence
of
capitalist economics
and neoliberal ideology in the educational system
undermines
the pursuit of knowledge
and
social development
as
the equally important goals of education.
I am here because Secretary Duncan asked me to listen to you and to receive any materials that you might have. I have the high school students' books. We're glad to see that high school students are reading books at such high level. And I have your document in my hand. I heard each point that was made. And I will deliver this document directly to the Secretary.